And joining us now to talk about these issues, we have NAPOLCOM Commissioner Rafael Calinisan. Welcome back to Morning Matters.
Gretch, maganda umaga sa lahat na nakikinig sa atin.
We know that you have been with NAPOLCOM for over a year now.
Over a year as commissioner, but as head of NAPOLCOM, 8 months.
And ano yung natagpuan ninyo pagdating niyo sa opisina?
Puro problema. Totoo lang, Gretch. We were swamped. The commissioners saw a huge deluge of cases na sitting for the past 25 years. So, nung April nung tayong naupo, ang una nating inutos, 0 dapat ang lahat ng kaso, all 4,000 cases. All 25-year long cases, 0 dapat yan by December 2025. At na-zero natin siya. December 23, we discussed the last case at lahat ngayon ng may kaso tapos na. Kung ikaw ay inosenteng police, laya ka na. If yung mga tao nag-aantay naman ng kanilang hustisya, nabigyan na namin. If they are guilty, they are now removed from the police service.
No, because you posted about this, zero backlog already.
Yes.
How did it get there and how
totoo lang.
How difficult was that? At saka gusto lang namin malinawan sa proseso, no. Lahat ba ng kaso against police officers dumadaan sa NAPOLCOM?
Inevitably, all cases will reach the National Police Commission. So the National Police Commission can start cases, yung summary dismissal cases na tinatawag, so they can initiate yung isang kaso motu proprio kahit walang complainant or based on a complaint filed with us. O hindi naman kaya, cases on appeal. Like say, kunwari, may kaso na sinampa dun sa Philippine National Police, pinasa dun kay Chief PNP, aakyat yan kay NAPOLCOM. Final sa pleb, aakyat din yan kay NAPOLCOM. Final kay Mayor, aakyat yan kay NAPOLCOM. Final kay IAS, PNP Chief, NAPOLCOM. So ang ending, Gretch, all cases about policemen all end up with the National Police Commission. Yun yung bulto ng 4,000 cases na inubos natin for the past 8 months.
Okay. I want to go first to the missing sabungeros case because there is an arrest warrant already served for Atong Ang and 17 others. How about law enforcement? Kasama ba yun doon sa arrest warrants served?
Yes, there were... from our list, there are 10 police officers who were arrested yesterday based on warrants of arrest issued by the Santa Cruz courts, Santa Cruz Laguna courts. However, meron pang pending admin cases, Gretch. And I repeat, and I stress, nung pagka-file ng case noon, August yata yun, 60 days after nung na-file yung case na yun, tapos na rin kami doon sa admin case na yon. We have a decision. It's already signed. We're just waiting for the proper time to release that decision.
So this is beyond the preventive suspension kasi there was 90 days suspension given to the 12 police officers. Is that the correct figure?
Correct. That's the correct figure. There were 12 police officers sued in the first complaint. There's another case, another complaint filed. Isang general naman yung pinag-uusapan doon. But in the first complaint, 12 police officers were preventively suspended for 90 days. So, yung kasong yon, meron na rin kaming decision doon. But we're waiting for the proper time to release the decision on that case.
Is it clear now how law enforcement was involved here in this case? Kumbaga, naging malinaw na ba yung kaso against Atong Ang and how he was able to reach police officers as high as general rank policeman?
Sa amin sa NAPOLCOM, clear eh. Pero siyempre, pag sinabi ko yung aking personal opinion on how it operated, it will show how we already voted. So, humingi pa ako ng konting tawad pa sa'yo, Gretch, at saka sa taong bayan.
Hindi ko pwede sabihin.
Oo, kasi maintindihan nyo eh. I will explain in depth, thoroughly, kung bakit hindi ko mailabas pa. Pero konting
matagal na ba
patawad
ito?
pa.
Matagal na, I mean, kasi iba yung missing sabungeros case. Parang there was information that came out that they were also involved in the drug war killings.
Yes, on both counts, we are currently investigating. So, sinabi mo na rin naman yung drug war, Gretch. Iniimbestigahan din namin yung drug war, albeit very quietly. So, we're doing our homework in the same way we have done our homework for the sabungeros case. We will release our findings aptly at hanggat we will be informing the people of the results of our investigations.
But looking at Atong Ang, and in this arrest warrant being served, it's kidnapping with homicide and serious illegal detention. Is there new information that came out? Or is this mainly coming from the testimony of the Patidongan brothers?
I can't speak for the DOJ. I cannot also speak for the courts who issued the warrants. But more or less, I would believe that the story that came to us in the NAPOLCOM as we were investigating the admin cases of the policemen might be the same. Pero syempre, yun yung modus na di umano yung nangyari, na yung policemen natin, upon the orders of a big boss, got and killed yung mga sabungeros natin na tinatawag at tinapon nila sa Taal Lake. Yun yung allegations. And this will now be subject of a criminal proceeding with the courts. There are 3 complaints, 3 cases with 3 different courts. And let us see how our judicial system would work. And I'm hoping and I trust that our judicial system will be fast in disposing of these
Pero
cases.
nahanap na ba yung mga sabungero? What was the result of that Taal Lake search?
Nag-uukay pa rin sila. From what I last gathered, maraming pa rin remains na nakuha at nakukuha. I'm not so sure kung meron na nag-match.
Okay.
I heard a report before na hindi maganda yung sample because it has been contaminated for being soaked in sulfuric waters of Taal for the longest time. Pero I am very hopeful with the current technologies. And the Ombudsman Remulla, then Secretary Boying Remulla, has gotten in touch with different entities para to make sure na magkaroon ng technology to facilitate the matching.
Pero may corroborating evidence na ba doon sa policemen and their involvement here, and in what form does that come? Nakapag-trace ba ng bank accounts or kung paano sila na-involve dito? Ano yung bayaran ba? May ganun bang ebidensyang lumalabas?
I repeat, dun sa DOJ, I cannot speak for the DOJ. I can also not speak for the courts. Pero dito sa admin cases filed with the NAPOLCOM, meron pa kaming ibang mga ebidensyang kinonsider. There were testimonies of other people. And if I may, Gretch, if I may say, sa admin case, assuming whatever the decision might be, kung patay man siya o nawawala, same din naman yan eh. Same din naman ang penalty for if ever eh. Kasi we're talking about grave misconduct here. So kung mamatay yung pinatay nila yon allegedly, o kaya nawawala yon at kinidnap nila yon, it is still, that should not still be done by any policeman. That is grave misconduct of a policeman, if ever. So that would constitute grave misconduct, kahit patay man yan o kinidnap, yun pa rin naman ang penalty nila. So,
the gravest penalty is
dismissal from the police service, if ever.
Oo. Pero Boying Remulla, when he was just a secretary, said that 15 police officers are believed to have been involved in abduction and execution. So pati yung the implementation of it.
Correct.
Ang nakikita na link doon.
That has been the story. That has been investigated, and we already have the answers to that. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, ready na kami. Konting oras pa, mga kababayan. Ang pangako lang namin, meron pa ring hustisya sa Pilipinas. Magtiwala po tayo.
Okay, ngayon pumunta naman tayo dun sa drug war. Because you already brought that topic back up, no? I've done some research here that under the Marcos administration, and this is a report from the Has Project of UP Diliman, that more or less violence still persists with the same ferocity, with more or less same ferocity. They find that there's no significant change in the present administration's approach to illegal drugs. 35% of the drug-related killings were still small-time drug pushers. So kahit sabi ng Pangulo, habulin niya yung malalaki na drug operators, yung maliliit pa rin daw. At state agents were still, 36% still killed in law enforcement operations. So are you looking at that and mitigating that?
Una, I've yet to see a copy of this report. I've yet to read it. Hirap na mag-intellectually engage na hindi ko pa nababasa. Pero isa yung mapapangako ko, Gretch. Wala pong incentive for any policeman now to do any state-sponsored killing. So kung meron naman ganyan, we will investigate that. Kasi ako personally, ayoko ng patayan. I'm sure General Nartates is not pro-killings also. So since na you brought that up with us, pagbalik kong opisina, I will look into this, Gretch. Pero ang pangako ko rin, I'm telling you straight in the eye and telling our Filipino people, hindi po ito ang strategy ng gobyerno sa kasalukuyan. Wala pong ganyan. Hindi po tayo para sa patayan. President Marcos is not for extrajudicial killings. So that I contest. So if there are killings, there might be some explanation to it, but you will get to the bottom of it. Hindi po tayo papayag ng ganyan.
Pero doon sa backlog that you were mentioning a while ago, for the past 25 years, meron ba doon kasama na police officers involved in drug war operations na kinasuhan?
Yung pong totoo, nagtataka po ako eh. Isa rin po ito sa siguro concern ko, Gretch, no? bilang ordinaryong tao. There were 4,000 cases with us. Siguro there were only 1 or 2 cases about extrajudicial killings. And I'm happy to say we dismissed these policemen. So nung nakita namin, pansin namin na ito ay templated EJK, gets na namin, dismiss sila. Pero ang nakakalungkot, hindi na-avail ng taong bayan. Nung panahon na yon, hindi sila lumapit sa National Police Commission. Or should I say, hindi ginampanan ng NAPOLCOM noon ang kanilang trabaho na sawatain o pigilan ng extrajudicial killings. So doon nagkaroon ng gap din eh. May gap ng the NAPOLCOM sat on its powers, sadly. So now, I'm telling you, Gretch, that is not the case. We are a proactive organization. We are a proactive commission. We are looking into the welfare of our policemen, pero sa panahon na sila ay nang-aabuso, at kitang-kita nyo naman, we are doing our part.
But is it possible to do a motu proprio investigation now of those cases in the past?
We are doing an investigation, Gretch. I'm telling you now, meron. So, it is existing. I cannot just divulge the details, but it is existing.
The ICC prosecution has already submitted about more than 1,000 pieces of evidence. We had Gilbert Andres on the show last Monday. Sinabi niya na ito na nga nasumite na, pinakita na rin sa kampo ni Duterte. Have they contacted the NAPOLCOM on this?
The ICC? No, they haven't. So no other parties have reached out to us.
Oo. So paano yun? Because di ba may concept na in international law or Philippine law ba yun, na if they're investigating on this, magpaparaya ba ang investigasyon dito? I mean, how does that exist side by side?
Paano ba to? May konsepto ng complementarity.
Oo.
So, ang ibig sabihin nun, dapat hindi sapaw yung investigasyon doon at dito. So, we are doing tactical investigations, Gretch. That I can say. So, I'm very mindful of certain limitations as you have raised. And sabi ko nga sa'yo, hustisya ang iniisip natin dito at we will not be in the way of legitimate investigations maybe say by other parties.
Okay, but would you know if an arrest warrant is out for Senator Bato de la Rosa?
Alam mo naman, Gretch, umaga-umaga. Magkahapi muna tayo. Ayan. I don't think there is. So, ngayon, I don't think there is.
Okay, sige. Lulubayan na kita. Puntahan natin yung the other cases that we mentioned at the start of this interview involving police officers involved in sexual and physical abuse. Ibang kaso yon, meron sa Manila at meron din sa Cebu. Puntahan muna natin yung sa sexual abuse, yung rape, to be very particular. There is a CCTV footage, right, of the police officer carrying the woman.
Yes.
Isn't that a red flag already for you, for any establishment to have allowed that to happen, wala bang responsibility din yung motel na yon?
On a normal day, I'll withhold my opinion. Gaya kanina, I've been withholding my personal opinion. Pero siguro dito, clear-cut yung kaso. Buhat-buhat mo yung babae na walang malay, and if he had carnal knowledge with that woman while she cannot give any consent, that is terribly wrong. And that is why the NAPOLCOM called out yung po ating victim dito, and that victim went to the National Police Commission. Nag-file po siya ng complaint 2 days ago. And we are now investigating it through our EMIS. At red flag nga po talaga yan. Bakit nga ako pinayagan na makapasok sa isang motel ang isang babaeng walang malay at karga-karga pa. But it is what it is. We are investigating. Ang isa pang anggulo na sinisilip namin dito, Gretch, apparently, 2 pulis pala yung nandun. Nung nagiinuman sila, group inuman pala yun, meron pa palang isang pulis na present. And we have already identified that policeman, and we are doing our investigation also.
And what charges could be filed on that, the other one?
Una, bawal uminom sa bar. Bawal na bawal. I mean, no policeman should be found inside a bar. So his mere presence inside reeks of something wrong, if not unethical.
Bawal uminom ang policeman kahit hindi naka-uniforme?
Yes, bawal po sila sa bar. Bawal po sila sa sabungan.
Okay.
Lahat po ng mga ganong klaseng lugar, hindi po pwedeng makita ang isang pulis. Nakita na niyang, una, nandun siya, na mali. Tapos nilasing pa nila isang babae. Imbis na iuwi sa bahay ng asawa, sa iba pang lugar na dinala. I think...
is this conduct unbecoming of an officer?
Yes, it is. Grave misconduct and conduct unbecoming of a police officer. It doesn't speak well of the good nature of our policemen. Ito yung mga gantong tao ang dapat inututukan ng mga disciplinary authorities like NAPOLCOM para mawala na sila sa serbisyo. Bakit? Kasi sinisira nila ang imahe ng pulis. Ang dating ngayon sa taong bayan, yung pulis hindi okay. Okay po ang mga pulis natin. Magtiwala po tayo sa mga pulis natin. Itong mga gunggong na ito, itong mga bugok na pulis na sumisira ng imahe ng pulis, yun po ang dapat nahabulin natin. And we should go fast and hard against these cops. And nandito po yung NAPOLCOM, we're going fast and hard against these cops.
And what is the decision on these cops?
Antay ka lang. Antay ka lang.
Fast.
May tinatawag din naman ng due process, Gretch. Ikaw ba? Kunwari ba, may inakusahan ka na isang bagay ngayon. Dapat ba bukas tanggal ka na? Meron pa rin naman kailangan siyang sumagot. But the disposition rate of the National Police Commission is 60 days. And that is the fastest, I think, of any entity here in the country. Sabi ko nga sa'yo, yung mismong NAPOLCOM nga na dinatnan ko, 25 years yung kaso dun eh. 1999, 2000 yung kaso. Ano ba naman yung 60 days? That is fast, Gretch. You can ask all your lawyer friends, and that is the fastest disposition rate in this country.
Okay. Speaking of bawal, isa sa mga sinita ninyo ay yung pagsusuot ng luxury shoes worth 70,000 pesos. I mean, napaisip ako, bilang isang babae, what is wrong with wearing those shoes? Kung pinaghirapan mo naman.
Ano bang sapatos mo?
Hindi, kung naisip mo na bumili minsan, di ba? Kung if you've earned, nagtipid ka, nag-ipon ka, what was the problem with that?
Siguro we should analyze it in its proper context. Number one, there were about 4 written complaints, submitted to the National Police Commission against that general, General Jezebel Medina. And kung saan galing, written, signed complaints to. And also there were anonymous complaints filed with us. Filed with the DILG, filed with Malacanang, and given to us. So, and these complaints, ang allegations doon is mismanagement and corruption in the health service of the PNP. Bukod pa doon, pumunta sa aming opisina ang siguro 5 opisyal ng health service mismo. Personal silang humarap sa amin at sinumbong ang kanilang hepe on corruption issues. So, bukod pa doon, nung tayo ay nag-iimbestiga ng isang viral cup na nagpapabagsak ng gobyerno at dinismiss natin yung pulis na ito, napansin natin merong reports na allegedly merong mental health issues na itong police na ito before recruitment, before he entered into the police service. So we wanted to see the medical records, the psychological exam of that policeman. Hindi tayo binigyan ng kopya ng health service nung general na ito, ng kopya ng records nung police na ito. And anong gagawin natin? The National Police Commission, the NAPOLCOM, ang police ng police. Ang NAPOLCOM ang siyang may control over the Philippine National Police as stated in the Philippine Constitution. At hindi naman po pwede yung investigasyon ng NAPOLCOM will be stifled because ayaw mo lang ibigay yung mga dokumento kinakailangan sa investigasyon. That is why, in that context, in the corruption context na inaakusahan ng kanyang mga sariling tao at mga written complaints, we had to check. And what we saw was she was wearing very expensive shoes. So yun yung konteksto nun. Kung una, uniforme, merong prescribed standards in uniforms. Ang standard sa uniforme ay hindi ganong klaseng sapatos. May corruption issues na nga yung opisina mo, susuot ka pa ng ganong klaseng sapatos.
Tinignan ko actually kung ano yung kailangan suotin. Sa memorandum ng police,
NAPOLCOM.
it should be mid-cut or low-cut with a round front portion with tongue and shoelace with a minimum of 4 sets of eyelets made of canvas, leather, nylon, cotton, and have a black sole. Hindi ba yun yung itsura ng sapatos?
Oo nga. Pero ulitin ko, uniform, Gretch.
Oo.
Tayo po...
Di ba, usually pag sa eskwela, ikaw bibili ng sapatos mo. So, I'm just trying to be rational here about, because there's also a freedom of expression, right? Being able to buy what you want and use what you want. In this case, ano yung kaso?
If you really think about it, Gretch, again, I repeat, yung konteksto ng pag-file ng, it's not about the shoes. Hindi to tungkol sa sapatos.
So there's a bigger case here
Yeah,
that
there's
she's
a bigger,
facing, that this
may corruption
general is
allegations
facing.
of against that general. So hindi pwedeng pikitan ng NAPOLCOM yun. Yun ang iniimbestigan ng NAPOLCOM, yung corruption cases of that general. At natalisod itong sapatos issue na to. So hindi to tungkol sa sapatos. It is something else. So it is not about freedom of expression, it's not about wearing what you want to wear. May tinatawag din tayo na ethical standards in government, Gretch. Ang isang taong gobyerno ay dapat simple lang. And sobra namang naguhumiyaw. Naka-uniforme ka na nga, na dapat uniform. Kita mo naman na dapat simplihan lang ang suot. Tapos ikaw ay naguhumayaw na sapatos na ganyan.
Paano kung simple lang para sa kanya yun? I mean, meron bang qualifications
Then we check. Meron tinatawag na RA 3019, anti-graft. Kung simple sa kanya ang 70,000 na sapatos, ako wala pa, ni makawakan ng 70,000 na sapatos, di pa ako nakakahawak. I haven't
But
even
what is the sanction there for wearing that pair of shoes?
So the cases filed against that general is conduct unbecoming of a police officer and less grave misconduct for not giving us the documents that we have requested, actually ordered from the health service.
And what is the penalty for that?
It is from suspension, demotion to dismissal from the police service.
That's the
Yes.
spectrum.
Yes, that's a spectrum.
And then the corruption charges are still
Being investigated
by the NAPOLCOM.
by the NAPOLCOM.
Okay. So for the public's knowledge, again, what is the difference of role of the NAPOLCOM in the internal affairs service of the PNP?
So, yung pong IAS, hindi mas para maliitin sila, good morning kay Director General Dulay, yun po recommendatory lamang po. Internal lamang po ito sa loob ng organisasyon ng Philippine National Police. So, their work product is submitted to the PNP chief, recommendation to impose penalties on a policeman. It is now incumbent upon the PNP chief to act on that recommendation. So pwede niyang i-dismiss yung policeman o pwede niyang absueltuhin or whatever. Yung desisyon ng PNP chief, aakyat pa yon sa National Police Commission. So aakyat yung IAS decision, IAS recommendation na naging PNP decision, PNP chief decision, sorry, to the National Police Commission. Ang NAPOLCOM, in the Article 16, Section 6, siya ang talagang pulis ng pulis. Siya ang may power over the Philippine National Police. So, there shall be one police force, national in scope, civilian in character, to be administered and controlled by a National Police Commission. Yun ang eksaktong phraseology ng ating Constitution. So, yun lang po, isa lang po ang binigyan ng kapangyarihan ng batas no less than the Philippine Constitution to oversee the PNP. So, ang talaga pong mitangan po ng PNP ay ang National Police Commission.
And if there are cases to be filed against policemen, can they go straight to the NAPOLCOM?
Yeah, they can go straight to
They
the
don't have to
NAPOLCOM.
go through the
They don't have to go through that hulgamut. They don't have to go to the IAS, they don't have to go to the Chief PNP, which they can do. They don't have to go to the pleb, don't have to go to the mayors, they can go straight to the National Police Commission. Yun sinasabi ko, Gretche, kung aware lang sana ang taong bayan, since long time ago, na buhay ang NAPOLCOM, iba na siguro ang complexion natin ngayon eh. So yung I heard of the recommendation of Senator Lacson to strengthen the IAS. Maybe kung nakikinig sana si Senator Lacson, tulungan niya kami na to strengthen the NAPOLCOM as well. Kasi for the past years, for the past decades, languishing ang NAPOLCOM, nasa sidelines lang. Baka panahon na ho ngayon na palakasin po natin ang check and balance mechanism ng ating PNP in the National Police Commission.
Oh, so 1 year in to the job, what is your assessment of how far the agency has gone, and what can we expect in
Expect a fair but firm NAPOLCOM. Wala po tayong politika dito. We have no political agenda. We just need to do what needs to be done. We are for the moral and welfare of our policemen. Ako po, inuulit ko, ako po'y anak ng dalawang police. Both my parents were policemen. My father's a police general, my mom's a colonel in the health service. Ako po ang taong may pinakamalaking malasakit para sa ating pulisya. Sigurado po ako dyan. Wala na po yan. Kasi po yung kinain ko, inaral ko, ay galing sa pagpupulis ng aking mga magulang. Pero sa panahon na may pang-aabuso, dahil ako po'y ordinaryong tao at nakita ko po, alam ko po ang kalakaran sa loob, alam ko po ang galawan, pwede po kayong magsumbong sa National Police Commission at di po tayo matatakot. We are firm but fair. And ang pulis po ng pulis ay ang NAPOLCOM.
yung polisiya sa mga pulis na bawal magsuot ng mahal? Pwede rin ba yun sa Kongreso? Just kidding.
Hindi po tayo pulis ng congressman.
No, but seriously, we are looking forward to what the NAPOLCOM does, especially with the more sensitive issues that we just tackled. And we hope it continues its way down that road. Maraming salamat for your time today. We have Rafael Vicente Calinisan, Commissioner of the National Police Commission, or the NAPOLCOM.